Hey guys, welcome to TGS. It sounds strange, but I'm actually quite excited about the case on this one. It's probably the first Rizzini we've ever done on the channel, and what I want to start with, this is the round body Grand Regal. So it's really just quite rare that anyone makes a travel case nowadays. Most people have it nice, big, flat, so the gun lays out. These guys have chosen to put the gun in two halves. More importantly, they've put a little ability for a shoulder strap on here, they put a bit of leather on it, so it's not all just synthetic crap. And it's quite nice. So when you pop open this awesome travel case, which is available if you want to buy it for your own gun, you have a booklet, chokes. In the bottom half, you have your stock, which comes in a little velvet pajama case, and you have to open up the top with these two bits of Velcro to release the barrels, and in there also is your travel strap. Really is the gun for the man about town. Anyway, enough waxing about the case, let's put it together. So needless to say, this gun's really quite pretty. This is more or less their flagship model from Rizzini, and they let it be known from every aspect. There's no thing about this gun that lets it down. But starting from the back, you have a hand-checkered, wood-plugged back. Very nice, really. Just very nice. Nothing more you can say about it other than it's very nice. It is not hand-checkered, it's just sort of a printed fine checkering. It's kind of nice. You don't want anything too coarse on the back, and it does mount up and lock into your shoulder just nice, just nice. Very well thought through. A little bit tapered right hand, but quite flat. You'll find probably a lot of people will find these edges a little sharp, but you'll get over it. And you can just have it customized if you really need to. The beauty for someone like Rizzini is you can fly out to the factory and have it built for you, which is cool. Grade 5 woodwork, I think you'll agree, it is lovely in this gloss finish. Gloss all finish, and it's a cracking bit of wood, it really is lovely. Not too flashy, but very classy. And I've seen a few of these, and well, I've seen a couple of these, and they're both fantastic. I don't think it's the sort of gun you buy and are unhappy with the woodwork anyway. Laser checkered grip, and it is a swept back, flat knobbed Prince of Wales, a very open pistol grip if you like. I've always been a fan of that Woodward style grip, and it doesn't disappoint, you know. It's the perfect thing for every hand. You can hold it at any distance, whether you're long or short, and kind of enjoy it, to be honest. So you have a hand finished and hand engraved grip cap and long trigger tang, and in the nicest way you can kind of tell they're hand engraved. Where the action is only hand finished, obviously it's a little bit more perfect. When it comes to hand engraving, you have to be a little bit more forgiving, because high quality hand engraving costs a lot more money and takes a lot more time. I wouldn't say it's a letdown, and you probably wouldn't notice. However, just because this action is so perfectly finished, I do feel like some of the little finishing touches on the hand engraved trigger guard and grip wrap are a little bit scruffy. And I know that's probably bad. It's probably worth saying they actually only say this is grade 4 wood as well on these, even though everyone I've seen kind of comes out looking like a grade 5. But that's by the by. So I guess it's down to beauties in the eye of the beholder, and it's not bad engraving. It's not bad engraving, but there is a certain lack of perfection in certain areas. Well, the beauty of hand engraving is you'll find some that are perfect and some that aren't, right? They're not all done by the same guy. Anyway, moving on to the action, we'll not worry about it. It is a side-plated standard Rizzini action, and the standard Rizzini action is pretty exceptional anyway. It sits alongside that sort of Beretta and Browning action as one of the classics that will last throughout time. Everyone copies it, lots of people buy their actions from them. The end. That really says it all. And they do last the test of time, more importantly, over a lot of other things out there. The safety is automatic and done on the top lever, and it has the selector attached. 2 for top, 1 for bottom. The top lever is quite extended actually, it's quite a long top lever and does provide for a really nice throw without actually having to push it round too far. The engraving is lovely, a really deep, thick acanthus style. We've had discussions in the shop of whether we'd like it silver pennied or not, but actually some of these deep and exaggerated cuts around the outside add enough depth to this that I think you can get away without being silver pennied. That's that black finish put in the background. And the colour contrast is there anyway. It's signed Rizzini on a scroll on the side, Regal on the bottom, with your logo on the bottom there, and Grand on the fore end. It is a single select trigger with no adjustments, but the trigger is actually quite ambidextrous. It's a nice rounded silver trigger. I'm glad they didn't go for gold, because actually the silver throughout this gun is nice. What would have been nice actually is a little heel and toe cap to match, and that would have ended up, because there's so much metal on this gun. It's kind of nice. That is here with that Boss style fore end. That metal is extended, and like I said, there's a lot of silver metal here. The pattern is the same, although the metal is clearly different, and the cuts show. It's a little shinier. I expect this has a different finish on it to this, probably as some kind of rust resistance. But it is done lovely, isn't it? I mean, I'm a huge fan of Boss style fore ends anyway, but it is lovely. Lots of silver, lots of metal, lots of engraving. If you're after a subtle gun, I would suggest that this one perhaps is not for you. Wood to metal fit is, as with all things Rizzini, very, very good, especially around the side plates, around the fore end here. They leave probably a millimetre of gap around the edges on the fore end, but that's not a bad idea given that these things do receive abuse, and you do want them to have some wood there as well, more importantly. And again, just a little bit of wood around the bottom here, around that, and that just helps flow up into the trigger guard, which is all hand finished in with the wood. So as you can expect, it is exceptional. It really is exceptional. You can, if you look really carefully, see the line here between the side plate and the action. However, that line is really mated very nice. And these deep cuts, carves around the fences here, I mean, they're quite pretty, aren't they? There's a little bit of a metal to metal gap here on the fore end. However, this is where this is a demo. It's one of the early ones. I've seen later ones and they do not have that. So I would have thought this is perhaps just a pre-production type of thing, like most demo guns end up being. Trigger pulls are fantastic. It's a Rizzini. They are obviously very good. You know, not up there with the best. There's a little bit of sponge in them, but very clean indeed. The fore end is rounded and quite deep actually for a 20 bore, and you have this beautiful fore end tip that encases the button, which if you push it, will just pop us off there. What's a beautiful thing and an addition here is that metal scallop around the side, which gives you, when you put that fore end back on, a seamless metal to wood fit. You gotta love it. I mean, there's nothing about this gun that wasn't really well thought through. It is a lot of metal though, and a lot of wood. So you've got to like metal and wood, and as simple as that. The barrels come everywhere, I think from 26 to 32 inches, and this top rib is tapered 5 to 3 mil with a tiny brass bead sight. It is multi-choked. I expect being Rizzini, if you ordered a custom fixed choke, that can be made available. They are very forgiving and very obliging, actually, is probably the best way of putting it. Stock specs come at 14.5 inches in length, 1.5 and 2 3/8. So it's a nice sort of game spec stock. My only qualm with it is it's a little bit over straight and actually could do with just a little bit more cast on there in reality. And I say for me, but for a lot of potential users. However, that's something you can obviously have put on, and Rizzini, as I've already said, offer a custom stock option for not a huge amount more. And when you're spending this sort of money, which is about that 9.5, 10 grand mark, spend an extra 1,500 quid to get a stock that fits you perfectly. Doesn't seem like a bad spend of money, to be honest. In terms of weight, this here is the 20 bore 30 inch model. It weighs in at 6 pounds 10, so it's not a lightweight 20 bore. And in all honesty, it balances quite far forward, a full inch in front of the hinge pin, which is not too bad, but I would choose to put just a little bit in the back there, bring it up to 10 pounds, and just make it that little bit more lively. Although actually it tracks and traces like a much heavier, much more 12 bore-esque gun, which could lend itself to, well, it's pseudo weight, isn't it, when it's weight in the front end, which can be really horrible in a 12, but sometimes in a 20 isn't horrible at all. And you can tell that I quite like it. I think that it represents good value for money, more to the point. It looks $1 million, it really does. You have just a bit of hand engraving on there, which is a nice touch. It would have been lovely to see hand checkering, but, you know, they didn't choose to do that. I think if I bought one, and I mean no offence to Rizzini, I think if I bought one, I would I'd go for a custom stock option. I would probably go for the fixed choke option, providing that they would oblige. I would probably have the checkering run through by hand just to finish it off, just so. And I think that would probably be me. But I think it falls just short of where it should be, and where it should be is probably like 13 grand and perfection. Although it's 10 grand and near as damn it is not bad at all. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed looking at it. It is such a beautiful gun, and it really deserves its place as the flagship of the Rizzini game range. I really like the way that it looks. Thank you very much for watching. It's been brilliant. Take care. And if you like what you've seen, please don't forget, go down there, click become a member of TGS. We appreciate the support. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.